Okay. Good morning. Today, our new chapter, atomic physics. In atomic physics, initially we discuss about scattering, alpha scattering, Rutherford alpha scattering. Rutherford conducting the experiment, the alpha particles which are collide with some atomic, higher atomic or lower atomic of target, those are splitting, those are scattering in number of ways. So this concept is explained by the Rutherford. So by experimental, what is that? Let us see. Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. What is it? Consider one radioactive source. This is the radioactive source. Actually, what is radioactivity? By itself, the emission of alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, those are energy rays. So, by disintegrate of some elements of nuclei, by decrease of nuclei of some elements, by the spontaneous emission of alpha, beta, gamma energies, rays, is called radioactivity. Those properties are exist, the elements are called radioactive elements. So, natural uranium, enriched uranium, plutonium, like that. Now, this is radioactive element. This radioactive element produces the alpha rays. Now, in the path of alpha rays, we place a lead slate. Again, one, thin gold foil. This is alpha detector. With microscope. Alpha detector with microscope. Thin gold. In this one, see carefully. The alpha particles from the radioactive source are these are the alpha particles from the radioactive source which are passing through lead slate. Why you have to use in front of, so that is lead slate. So, to increase the intensity of alpha rays, before incident of the gold fire, to increase the intensity of alpha rays, before incident of the gold fire, we have to use that is lead acid. Now these alpha particles, stream of alpha particles which are moving through a slit, that intensity can be increased. The stream of alpha particles are moving through a small hole, nothing but a slit, to increase the intensity of radiation. Now these stream of alpha particles which are passes through slit of lead acid and instead of the gold foil. Okay. Now on the inside, the collision of gold foil, the alpha particles are scattered in different direction. Scattered in different direction. Okay. Now the maximum intensity of alpha particles can be detected by the maximum. So this is theta, the pins scattering angle, those are splitting, those are scattering, those are deviating from initial direction. The initial direction, those are scattering, is measured by scattering angle. Now the maximum intensity of alpha particles after scattering, the maximum intensity of alpha particles are detected by the alpha detector. The alpha detector consists of a small microscope and fluorescent screen also. So the alpha detector consists of microscope and fluorescent screen. Now see carefully, the alpha particles are inside the gold foil. Okay. This is the gold foil where you can say small atom. These alpha particles are inside the gold foil of small atom on the gold. Then inside the gold foil, inside the atom, the alpha particles are scattered in different ways. So I will show the bigger diagram how the alpha particles are scattered. Let us see. See carefully. This is the atom. Of where the alpha particles are straight. So consider a small, that is a small atom, small molecule where the alpha particles are inside. This is like that. Now I will show how the alpha particles are scattered in the atom of gold foil as a bigger diagram. See, this is atom of gold foil. So at center there is a nucleus. Nucleus having always positive charge. Z is the atomic number of proton. So that is the nucleus is always positive charge because of neutron. Neutron is so that is neutron charge. Next, these are the alpha particles. These are the alpha particles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. These are the alpha particles. Stream of alpha particles like that. After slit, the alpha particles are moving as a stream, like a straight line. To increase the intensity, already from alpha particles. Nothing but helium particles. Alpha particles are always positive charge. Alpha particles are always positive charge. Okay? After passing through gold foil of a small atom, some of the alpha particles. So I consider only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the alpha particles, stream of alpha particles more than 20,000. More than 20,000. So now I consider only some of the alpha. Now the alpha particles are inside the gold foil of atom, atomic number 13. Some of the alpha particles are moving without deviation. Some of the alpha particles. Sum of the alpha particles means so nearly out of 1000. So that those are 20 or 30 of alpha particles are these are scattered without division. Are scattered. Scattered means passing through some element without division. Those are moving straight line. First point. Sum of alpha particles are scattered without deviation. Okay, first point. Second point. A few alpha particles are scattered less than negative. See carefully. Like that. A few alpha particles are scattered less than negative. So alpha particle less than negative. How the alpha particle is less than negative? This is original direction. So those are deviated from original direction. This is less than negative. This is theta. Why these two particles, some of the few particles are scattered less than 90 degree? I will explain the last concept. So in the same diagram, I will explain last concept. That is it. Some of the alpha particles are scattered without deviation. Over. Next, few of alpha particles are scattered less than listen. Next, third one. Again, some of the alpha particles. Again, some of the alpha particles are which are passing through gold foil of atom. Those are scattered greater than 90 degree. Greater than 90. This is alpha greater than 90 degree. This is alpha greater than 90. This is alpha less than 90. So here, see carefully. So the alpha particle stream of alpha particles which are incident on the input file of a small atom, we have to consider the atom or the alpha particle, that is all the alpha particles which are incident on the gold foil is moving, is scattering, is deviating in different direction. Now let us discuss that. So that is 1. This is suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 and 7 of alpha particles are scattered without deviation, first point. And 2 and 6 are alpha particles, few of alpha particles are scattered less than negative. Next, 3 and 5. Some of the alpha particles are scattered greater than 90 degree. Okay, over. Next, fourth point. What is the fourth? So, in million of alpha particles, 1 or 2. Out of million of alpha particles, 1 or 2. Those are moving as a straight line with head-on position with nucleus. Some of the alpha particles are moving as a straight line for head-on position. So head-on position. Now these are the alpha particles are moving like that. So this alpha particle is positive. This nucleus also positive. At some distance, the alpha particle is retraced means which is moving in opposite direction. Initial direction, opposite direction, having 180 degree retrace. So some of the alpha particles are moving as a straight line for head-on position, as a straight line, and retrace its present path. Initially, this is moving straight line at some distance. Some distance is denoted by r naught. What is r naught? I will tell you after that. Now, at some distance, the alpha particle retrace from their origin part. Retrace. Here retrace. What is retrace? Let us remember. Angle is 180. Angle is 180. See carefully. This is angle is theta is equal to 0 degree. First one. So 1 7 theta 0. 2 6 theta nothing but alpha particles less than 90. Next 3 5 greater than 90. 4 180. 100 scattering angle is 180 degree. Right. 180. So 1 out of million alpha particles are scattered as 180 degree. That is retrace from their original. See carefully. Here, after scattering, the alpha particles are moving different angles. So, those are some of the alpha particles moving in straight line, nothing but without deviation, without scattering, angle 0. Some of the alpha particles less than 90, some of the alpha particles greater than 90. So, 1 out of million of alpha particles, only 1 or 2 of alpha particles are scattered 180 degree. That is called retrace from their original path. Retrace from their original. So this is the Rutherford alpha scattering when those are incident on thin gold foil. Why you have to take a thin gold foil? Because of the thin gold foil, alpha particles are scattered through thin gold foil are clearly observable. So the observable scattering is more effective than other atomic number. Now this is alpha particle scattering through gold foil of atom. Now here the point from which you observed, first point without deviation, second point less than 90 degree, third point, so that is third point greater than 90 degree, fourth point 180. Now why first, second and sixth particles are scattered less than 90 degree? See carefully. See carefully. Now first and 7, 1 and 7 are which are passing through atom. So that is without field of nucleus, without field region. So that is 1 and 7 particles are deviated, 1 and 7 particles are scattered. Now this atomic number of nucleus plus Z also produces electric field around them. This electric field is so nearly around the atom. This electric field of nucleus produces around the atom. Now the first particle and 7 particle, first and 7 particle, so the electric field is not affected. So that's why the first and 7 particles are deviated with that is scattered without deviation. Now, from that alpha Rutherford alpha scattering, what are the applications? What are the application means the number of alpha particles which are scattering through atom of gold foil, which are dependent factors, what are those? Which are independent factors, what are those? Let's see carefully. First one, capital M is equal to Q N T Z square e power 4 by 8 phi epsilon naught whole square r square e square, that is sin power 4 theta by 2. What is capital? What are the parameters? Now I will explain what are those parameters. Capital M, where capital total number of scattered alpha particles. Okay. Total number of scattered alpha. Often say, suppose 1 lakh particles are say. Out of 1 lakh particles, so some of the particles are not scattered. Suppose 1000 or 2000, 5000. Below 5000 of alpha particles coming to rest without scattering. So here we are concerned only scattered after passing through gold atom of gold foil. What is only scattered? Those scattering may be angle 0 or less than 90 degree, greater than 90 degree, 180 degree. Only which are passes through atom of gold foil. So we are concerned M, capital M is only total number of scattered alpha particles through atom. Through atom. Okay. Next. What is Q? Q means the number of alpha particles are scattered with the deviation. With the deviation means, so we are concerned less than 90 degree, greater than 90 degree, 180 degree. We are not concerned 0 degree. Next, what is here? Number of particles, number of alpha particles scattered per unit volume. See carefully, in any chapter, in modern physics, any chapter, so we are concerned the effect is also always concerned with unit volume. Small n, number of alpha particles scattered per unit volume inside part. Now this is called capital M by V. Next, what is V? V is the thickness of gold foil. Z is atomic number of gold foil. E is the charge of alpha. So charge of alpha particle, charge of nucleus, nucleus. Next, we learn 8 by epsilon naught, that is the proportionality constant. What is R? R is the distance between screen and foil and gold foil. Where is screen? The screen is present in the alpha detector. The screen is present in the alpha detector by gold foil. So, after inserting the alpha particles through gold foil, which are scattered in different direction. So, these scattered alpha particles are detected by the alpha detector. The alpha detector consists of microscope and the screen. Small r is the distance between the screen in the alpha detector and gold foil. Gold foil. Next, what is E? E is equal to kinetic energy of alpha. What is kinetic energy formula? Of mv square. Okay. Next way, sine power here theta. Sine angle of theta. Theta is scattering angle. Okay. The number of alpha particles which are scattered after passing the gold foil is depending on the factors. Now we go for second application. N is directly proportional to thickness. The number of particles are increases. The number of alpha particles are scattered increases with the thickness. More thickness, more scattered number of particles. Third application. N is directly proportional to Z square. Atomic number is more, number of particles are scattered to atom is more. Fourth one. N is inversely proportional to R square. For lesser distance, the distance between screen and foil is more or less. So that is lesser value, the number of particles are scattered is more. Fifth one. M is inversely proportional to 1 by E square. Proportional to 1 by half mv square whole square. Proportional to 1 by, so that is 1 by 4 m square v power 4. Number of particles inversely proportional to v power 4. This is very important. Very important. Let us remember. That is the number of the particles are scattered is inversely proportional to 4th power of velocity. So for less velocity, more scattered. Next, sixth one. N is inversely proportional to sine power 4 theta by 2. Finally, what we want? These we want. First cheppindanta, first, so that is theoretical. Where what is the scattering? How scattered the alpha particles to gold foil. First is the theoretical. Now, for useful to calculate the problems in the NEET level, now these are the very useful. So capital is equal to Q N T Z square is for 4 by like that. Now number of particles scattered, directly proportional to thickness, directly proportional to the atomic number, inversely proportional to the scale, and foil distance, inversely proportional to 4th power of velocity, inversely proportional to sine power 4. Sine power 4 of scattering. Over. Next. Now we go from the diagram. We know the diagram. What is the diagram? This is the diagram. These are some of the alpha particles which are scattered. This is the atomic number. This is the rate base. Okay. This is the theta. Okay. Already I draw diagram R0. But already I draw R0 in the initial diagram, the first step. What is R0? What is B? R0 is equal to distance of closest approach. Distance of closest approach. What is distance of closest approach? How different? The minimum distance from center of the universe. The minimum distance from distance of closest approach is always measured for 180 degrees scattering. For 180 degrees scattering only, not for other angle. So distance of closest approach always measured from head-on collision. This is head-on collision. This is alpha particles of the wave. Next, distance of closest approach. What is the distance of closest? The minimum distance up to which the alpha particle, up to which from is called distance
the last of the particle 0. Particle 0. The minimum distance at which center of the alpha particle to center of the nucleus to velocity of the alpha particle 0.
Okay, right up. This is the from the alpha Rutherford alpha scattering. This is the applications what we want. Right. Next, what is the equation for distance of closest approach? Let us see. This is atomic number. This is rate race. This is the distance of closest approach. R naught. Already I know. This is the deviation. This is B. Okay. Now, in this one, when the alpha particles are moving, initially those are moving. After a certain distance, due to repulsion, those are replaced. Initially, kinetic energy is there. After that, before retrace, the kinetic energy is converted into potential energy. Kinetic energy of alpha particle is balanced by potential energy. Kinetic energy is the formula of m alpha v alpha square. Potential energy of this is 2e alpha particles. So charge 2e, 2 helium 4. 2 is represents charge. So 4 represents mass. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r half m alpha v alpha square 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 2 z q2 2e by distance r. We want r naught. R naught is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught to z square by half m alpha v alpha square. This is the distance of closest approach. Now, from that diagram, what is the B? Impact parameter. Impact means the electric field is affected from the center of the nucleus as perpendicular distance. Where the electric field of nucleus is affected on the alpha particles from perpendicular distance is called impact. Impact means affected. Impact parameter. The perpendicular. So the initial velocity vector of alpha particle from so alpha particle has perpendicular distance from center of nucleus. For deviation. Alpha scattering is called the initial velocity vector is deviated from the original point. So the initial velocity vector of one particle from perpendicular distance from the center of the nucleus, the deviation is called impact parameter. Same impact parameter, same formula as well of distance of closest approach, but one parameter changes. See carefully. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 z e square by, so that is root of m alpha v alpha square, again cot theta by 2. Extra parameter, so cot theta by 2. Now see carefully. B proportional to cot theta by 2. Suppose from the same one, if theta is equal to 180 degree, what is 180 degree? Retrace. At retrace point, there is no perpendicular distance. There is no perpendicular distance. There is no impact parameter. If theta is equal to 0 degree, that is retrace. So B proportional to cot 180 by 2, B proportional to cot 90, cos 90 by sin 90, 0 by 1, 0, B is equal to 0. At distance of closest approach, that means retrace point. At retrace point means distance of closest approach, impact parameter is 0. Impact parameter is always perpendicular distance, always perpendicular distance. B. Now we go for, so both postulates both hypothesis, postulates, principles, phenomena are same. Both explain the revolving electron around the nucleus. The relation between, explains the relation between, so that is the revolving electron between, so center of nucleus to electron. What are the radius? What is the velocity? What is the time period? What is the frequency? Angular velocity, magnetic field, current? Those are all explained by using both postulates. See carefully. Suppose this is the nucleus. Around the nucleus, electron is revolving. Now, first one is explaining the first one. When the electron is continuously revolving around the nucleus, the Coulomb electrostatic force is balanced by centripetal force. Coulomb electrostatic force means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z into E. Q1, Q2 by R square is equal to. So here, this is charge of electron. Charge of electron is already know that between two charges. What is the force? This is Q1, Q2. F is directly proportional to product of magnitude of charge. We are putting modulus. Must be modulus in the force. This is the charge of electron is negative. But for modulus, that becomes positive. For modulus, that becomes positive. R square is equal to mv square by r. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught z e square by r square mv square by r. This is the first equation. This is the first equation of both questions. Second one, the angular momentum of revolving electron. The angular momentum of revolving electron is equal to integral multiply of h by L is equal to integral multiply of h by 2. L means MVR is equal to NH by 2. Where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is equation number 2. Third one. When an electron jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit, energy released in the form of photon. In the form of photon. When an electron jumps from lower to higher, energy absorbed. Energy absorbed. When an electron jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit, energy released, lower to higher, energy absorbed. So delta E is equal to E2 minus E1 is equal to H nu, nothing but H nu. Equation number 3. By using these three equations 1, 2, 3, when calculate the properties of electron, where the electron revolve around the nucleus. See carefully. Now we go for fourth one. From equation 2, MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. Next, V is equal to NH by 2 pi MR. Equation number 4. Equation 4 substitute in equation 1. Equation 4 substituted. From equation 2, MVR is equal to NH by 2. V is separated. That V is substituted in equation 1. Now, what we getting? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z E square by R square is equal to M by R. What is V square? M square H square by 2 4 pi square M square R square. What are the parameters constant? 4 pi 1 by is there M again 1 by is there R square. What is the remaining? So Z C square by epsilon naught is equal to M square H square by R phi M. We want R is equal to M square H square epsilon naught by phi M G square Z. Phi M E square Z. This is the radius. Radius of electron which is revolving in nth orbit. So this can be written. Fifth one, R is equal to see carefully, epsilon naught H square by phi M E square into N square by Z angstrom. Radius of nth orbit. So radius of nth orbit N square by Z. 1 orbit 1 square by Z. 2 orbit 2 square by Z. Now radius of nth orbit. So Rn is equal to epsilon naught 8.85 into 10 power minus 12. 8.8542 into 10 power minus 12 coulomb square per meter square. H Planck's constant, we know that 6.62 into 10 power minus 34. Pi divided by 7. M is the mass of electron, 10.9 into 10 power minus 34. 31. So 31 is the charge of electron, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Those are the constant values which are placed. So then we get into 0.53 N square by Z angstrom. Let us remember, these are the constant values. From that, this one, Rn proportional to, this is proportional to constant, N square by Z. This is also remembered. So, first we have to written the constants. First equation, second equation, third equation. So by using these three equations, we derive the number of applications for parameters of electrons, properties of electron, which is is revolving around the nucleus. First we have to calculate the radius of nth orbit of electron, which is revolving in nth orbit, Rn. This is the original equation. This is the finally what we want to equation radius of nth orbit in terms of that is constant value 0.53 n square value. So radius of nth orbit is directly proportional to n square value. That is angstrom. Angstrom means 10 power minus 10. Right out. Next, so we getting the radius of nth orbit. We know 1, 2, 3 equation. See carefully from equation 1. We know that radius of nth orbit. What is that? Epsilon naught square n square h square by 5 m e square z. So we know that the radius of nth orbit Rn is equal to h square epsilon by m e square z. Okay. Next. This is considered equation number, suppose this is equation number 4, this is 5. From equation 2, what we getting? MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. Equation number 6. This is R. R radius of nth orbit R. Now equation 5, substitute in equation 2 or 6. M V R is epsilon naught. So that is n square h square by 5 m e square z is equal to nh by 2 pi. What are the parameters cancel? M cancel. NH cancel. Pi also cancel. What are the remaining? There is no remaining form. Right. Now we want V epsilon NH by, so that is E square Z is equal to 1 by 2. We want V. V is equal to, so V is equal to 2 E square Z by epsilon naught NH.
తప్పు వచ్చింది. అక్కడ కరెక్ట్.
So this is V is equal to, we want V. This is cross multiplication E square Z by 2 is there epsilon naught N H. Now finally this is written like that V is equal to E square by 2 epsilon naught H into Z by M. That is the velocity of electron in nth orbit. This is it. Meter per second. Okay. E square 2 epsilon naught H are the constant values. We know that. So Vm is equal to the total value C by 137, which is constant. What is C? 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second into Z by M meter per second. Velocity of electron in nth orbit. Next, from that H is equal to Vm proportional is always constant. See, constant. 1 by 37 constant. So Z by M. This is equation number. So that is 7. We get it radius. Rn proportional to m square by z, and also Vm z by m. By using these two equations, we are calculating the number of parameters. See carefully. We know Rm proportional to m square by z, Vm proportional to z by m. Okay. Time period T is Here 2 pi constant, Tn proportional to Rn by Vn. Proportional to what is Rn? N square by Z into Vn, Z by N. Finally, what is the time period of the electron in the orbit? I wrote here. Now, finally, what we getting? N square into N cube, Z square. Tn proportional to N cube by Z square. Time period of electron in nth orbit. Time period. What is the time period taken by the electron to complete one revolution, one cycle, one rotation around the atom, around the nucleus? Sorry, around the atom, not around the atom, around the nucleus, inside the atom. Next. Now we go for 10th one. Frequency is inversely proportional to time period. Tn. Fn inversely proportional means Z square by N cube. Angular velocity omega. See carefully. T is equal to 2 pi by omega. T inversely proportional to omega. Omega inversely proportional to time period. Omega n proportional to Tn. Omega n proportional to what is omega n? Proportional to inversely proportional to Tn. Z square by N. Angular velocity. This is the time period. This is the frequency. This is the angular velocity. Now we go for 12th one. When an electron, nothing but charge particle revolve around the nucleus, there is an electric current passes. We know that. Already we discussed in the electromagnetism. Now, electric current Q is equal to I is equal to Q by T. Nothing but E by T. Current I inversely proportional to T. IN, Tn. IN inversely proportional to Z square by N cube. The electric current in nth orbit when electron revolves around the nucleus. 13. What is the magnetic field? We know that when an electron is revolved around the nucleus, nothing but current which is passes. Then at center there is a magnetic field is produced. What is the magnetic field? B is equal to mu naught I by 2r. We know that already discussed. According to Maths formula, magnetic field at center due to electric current which is passes through wire, then B is equal to mu naught I by 2r. B proportional to I by r. Bn proportional to In by Rn. Bn proportional to what is In? This is In. Z square by N cube. By Rn, what is Rn? N square by Z. N square by Z. Next, Bn proportional to Z cube by N power 5. The magnetic field when an electron revolves in the nth orbit, magnetic field. This is very important. Previously, 2018, big bit. Next, 14th one. What is the magnetic moment? M is equal to IA. M is equal to I into pi r square. M is equal to I M proportional to I r square. Mn In Rn. Now Mn proportional to what is In? Z square by N cube into Rn square N square by Z. Rn is equal to where Rn N square by Z whole square N power 4 by Z square. What is that? N square N power 4 N cube cancel, Z square cancel. Magnetic momentum proportional to nth orbit. Next, now we go for 15th one. Angular momentum L is equal to mvr. L proportional to Vn Rn, Ln proportional to what is Vn? Z by n. What is Rn? N square by Z. N cancel, Z cancel. Ln proportional to V. Just remember, these are the equations. What do we want to calculate the problems in atomic physics? These are the most important. Now, in this one, from this one, so we know already we derived the radius of the orbit. So that is epsilon naught n square h square by 5 m e square. That our radius is substituted in equation 2. We get the velocity. So c by 137 Zn. So by using the radius and velocity, we are calculating number of parameters, number of properties of electron which is evolving. Now, from velocity and the radius and velocity, time period, frequency, angular velocity, current, magnetic field, magnetic momentum, angular momentum, these are the parameters. Most important, that is the number. Write down. Practice later. So now we go for energies. How to calculate the energies? See carefully. We know that mv square by r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square by r square. Okay, we know that. mv square is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square by r. Equation 2. That r cancel. This is from equation 1. Bohr's postulate equation number 1. Now, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy formula, that is half mv square. Then v square, the mv square is substituted here. Kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 4 pi x5 half, that is mv square, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square by r. Kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 8 pi epsilon naught Z square by r. Z square by r. This is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of electron, revolving electron in any orbit is positive. Now we go for potential energy. See carefully. This is the electron. This is the nucleus, which is positive. Potential energy 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z into E not more less because of this energy. Not putting the more less by r. Potential energy is equal to, this is minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square by r. Okay. Again, total energy E, potential energy plus kinetic energy. Total energy is equal to minus 1 by 8 pi epsilon naught Z square by r. We getting potential energy minus kinetic energy plus total energy minus. What is the relation between these total energy, potential energy and kinetic energy? Potential energy is equal to 2 times of total energy. First point. Potential energy is equal to 2 times of total energy. Potential energy is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square by r is equal to 2 times total energy. Total energy is nothing but P or E. So 2 times 2 into 1 by 4 8 by epsilon naught Z square. 2 into 4. So 2 4s are 8. Then we get into potential energy. Next, total energy is equal to minus kinetic energy. Sorry. Kinetic energy is equal to minus total energy. The magnitude of total energy and kinetic energy of This is positive, this is negative. Next, what is the relation? Potential energy is to kinetic energy is to total energy. Potential energy is equal to 2 times of total energy is to minus 1 time of total energy is to
kinetic energy modulus of K T.
Next, 2 is to 1 is to 1 minus 1.
K is equal to T in it. Fine. K kinetic energy is equal to modulus of total energy.
Energy is modulus. So, the relation between potential energy, kinetic energy, total energy. Potential energy 2 times, kinetic energy minus 1 time, total energy that is like same as that. So total energy, potential energy, total energy is always in terms of negative sign. Now minus 2 this becomes plus, this becomes minus. Minus 2 is to 1 is to. This is the relation potential energy and total energy and the kinetic energy. Now we go for fifth one. See carefully. Total energy is equal to minus 1 by 85 epsilon naught Z E square by R. Total energy, from the total energy we have to calculate the total potential energy and kinetic energy. First, the basic equation from total energy we have to calculate. Total energy length of wave is equal to minus 1 by 5 by 8 by epsilon naught Z E square by radius of electron. What is the radius of electron wave? Together epsilon naught n square h square by 5m e square j. This Rn is substituted in this equation. This Rn is substituted here. Substitute En. What do we get it? Minus 1 by 85 epsilon naught z e square by, so Rn epsilon naught n square h square by 5m e square j. En is equal to minus, see carefully, 5 cancel, again 1 by 8 epsilon naught square n square h square, the numerator. So what is the numerator? That is m e power 4 z square. Finally, what we get in total energy? M e power 4 z square by 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. This equation is modified for our convenience. En is equal to minus m e square z square e square by 8 epsilon naught square h square into, so that is z square by h square. I separate z atomic number and number of atoms. I separate from the equation.
M is equal to 4.
So
M is equal to 4. Fine.
next, this can be done again. En is equal to minus m e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square h square into, so that is ch by ch. I wrote that ch by ch into z square by n square. Again, this is written like that. En is equal to minus, for that is m e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square c h cube again into c h z square by n square electron volt. This is energy. The total gravity term is constant. M is power 4 epsilon c h2. R is equal to, that is m e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square c h cube is equal to Rydberg constant. What is the value of Rydberg constant? electron volt. Here RCH is equal to 2.71 into 10 power minus 18 joule, 13.6 electron volt. R Rydberg constant. See, there are speed of light, H Planck constant, both are multiplied, we get in joule and again electron volt. En is equal to minus 13.6. So that is Z square by M square electron volt. See carefully. This equation, remember this equation? This equation again repeat in X-rays. Again repeat X-rays most is not. Just remember this equation. Minus RCH Z square by M square. So this R square value, RCH value is like that 13.6 Z square by M square. This is the derivation first. Right now. Now we go for already derived the relation. E is equal to minus M R C H Z square by M square okay electron volt. We know the best that is third law. What is third law? Bose postulated third law. When electron jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit, energy release. Lower to higher, energy absorbed. Now we know that E1 is equal to minus RCH Z square by M1 square. E2 is equal to minus RCH Z square by M2 square. E2 minus E1 is equal to, see carefully, for normal sides 2 minus 1, for negative sides 1 minus 2, RCH of into Z square also common, 1 by M1 square minus 1 by M2 square. Some of the books, some other books, the relation E2 minus E1 is equal to minus RCH Z square 1 by M2 square minus 1 by M1 square. You, so who are listening my video, who are watching my video, so you must follow this rule. You must follow this relation. So 1 by M1 square minus 1 by M2 square, you must follow. 1 by M1 minus M, M0 minus M. Okay, this is equation number 1. But E2 minus E1 is equal to HF. Substitute here. So HF is equal to RCH Z square of 1 by M1 square minus 1 by M2 square. H cancel. RC Z square F by C is equal to R Z square of 1 by M1 square minus 1 by M2 square. What is F by C? F is equal to C lambda. So C is equal to F lambda. So that is F by C is equal to 1 by lambda. Nothing but mu bar. Wave number. But so here 1 by lambda is equal to R Z square of 1 by M1 square minus 1 by M2 square. This is finally what we want to calculate the series limit. 1 by lambda is equal to nothing but time number, that is also called as nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to R Z square of 1 by M1 square minus 1 by M2 square. Next, fourth one. We know that EM is equal to minus 13.6 Z square by M square electron volt. Total. What is kinetic energy? Km is equal to plus, because of total energy, kinetic square by m square electron volt. Potential energy PEM. This is KEM. This is PEM. Nothing but UM is equal to 2 times of total energy. So 2 into 36.6, 27.2. Z square by m square electron volt. Now we go for in the first orbit, second, third, fourth. What is the energies which are situated? So for hydrogen atom, Z is equal to first orbit. N is equal to E M is equal to minus 13.6 Z square by M square electron volt. So N is equal to 1 E1 minus 13.6 electron volt, E2 13.6 by m square, 13.6 by 4 2 square, 13.6 by 4 minus 3.4 electron volt. E3 polar minus 13.6 by n square minus 13.6 by 3 square minus 13.6 by 9 minus 1.51. Again, now we go for kinetic energy. K1 plus 13.6 electron volt, K2 plus 3.4 electron volt, K3 plus 1.51 electron volt. Potential energy U1 minus 27.2 electron volt, U2 minus 27.2 by 4 minus 4 6 are 64, 24, 32, so 4 8s are 32 electron volt, U3 minus 27.2 by 9, 9 3s are 27.0, 20, 9 2s are 18. See carefully. Total energy in the first orbit, total energy second orbit, total energy third orbit. So total energy and kinetic energy both are same magnitude, opposite side. Kinetic energy first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. Potential energy first, second, third. So this is our relation. Potential energy and kinetic energy and total energy